I welcome you to my channel. Subscribe and listen to my new stories every day. The autumn sun sets earlier each day, casting long shadows over the quiet street where I stand, concealed by the golden foliage of aging oaks. I'm parked outside the university, a cold sweat on my brow despite the chill in the air. Today, it feels like everything is on the line. My wife, Elena, is inside, about to take the most crucial exam of her life, her final law degree test. She's been stressed for weeks, a tension that's spilled over into our home, into our bed, into our conversations. Every night, she'd murmur in her sleep about cases and clauses. To ease her burden, I came up with a plan, a tiny micro earpiece, barely larger than a grain of rice, which she's now wearing. I'm in our car with textbooks strewn about, ready to feed her any information she might forget. Can you hear me? I whisper into the mic for what feels like the 100th time. A brief crackle, then, yes, crystal clear, Elena responds, her voice tinged with nervous energy. I exhale in relief, gripping the steering wheel tighter. The exam begins. I can hear the shuffling of papers through the earpiece, the occasional cough, and Elena's steady breathing. She starts off strong. The questions she whispers are textbook, and I quickly supply the answers. But then, silence. Elena? I probe. No response. Elena, can you hear me? Panic slices through me as the connection remains one-sided. I keep talking, hoping the signal clears up, not knowing she can't hear me anymore. Minutes tick by. Desperation seeps into my bones until I hear her voice again, but what she says chills me to the core. Can't fail this. Maybe we can, an arrangement. Her voice is sultry, a tone I've never heard directed at me. There's a murmur of agreement, the voice unmistakably male, authoritative, her professor. I feel sick as their conversation unfolds, an explicit exchange of favors for grades. Every word is a dagger, and with each sentence, a piece of my heart crumbles. Betrayal. It sears through me, a blazing inferno that consumes all rational thought. I listen, frozen, as the details are ironed out. The earpiece, it seems, is not broken, it's my trust that's shattered. The exam ends, and so does their illicit negotiation. Elena walks out, her steps light, almost carefree. She slips into the car, unaware I know everything. How did it go? I ask, my voice a mask of concern while inside, a storm rages. I think. I did well, she says, avoiding my gaze. Her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. That's great, babe, I reply, the word babe tasting like poison on my tongue. As we drive home, the silence is suffocating. She talks about her day, about the relief of being done. I nod and smile, my mind racing. The earpiece, a tool meant to help her, has unveiled the stark truth of my wife's betrayal. And as the city lights blur past, a dark resolve settles in my heart. Elena has ruined the sanctity of our marriage with her deceit, and for that, she must face consequences. Revenge, a path I never imagined treading, now beckons me with a cold, unyielding grip. I will ruin her, methodically, systematically. And when her world crumbles, when she reaches out for me, I'll be nothing but a shadow of the past. We never saw each other again after tonight. Not really. As the house comes into view, I know one thing for sure, the man who left this morning is not the one who will walk through that door. The game, as they say, is afoot. The following morning greets me with a gray, overcast sky, mirroring the turmoil inside me. I sit at the kitchen table, an untouched cup of coffee growing cold as I ponder my next steps. Elena, oblivious to my internal storm, flutters around the kitchen, her relief palpable after last night's success. I can't believe it's all over, she sighs, pouring herself some coffee. I think I'm going to take a day off, just relax, you know. That sounds like a good idea, I reply, my voice steady despite the chaos brewing within. As she leans over to kiss my cheek, I feel a disconnect, as if her lips brush against a stranger's skin. She leaves the room, humming a tune, while I pull out my laptop and begin my work, not on spreadsheets or emails, but on crafting her downfall. First, I reach out to an old college friend who now works in cybersecurity. I need access to Elena's emails and messages. There's likely more to unearth about her betrayal. The phone rings twice before he picks up. "Hey, long time. To what do I owe the pleasure?" His voice is jovial, unaware of the grim nature of my call. "I need a favor, something discreet," I begin, lowering my voice despite Elena being upstairs. After explaining the situation minus the gory details, he agrees to help. "You'll have access by tonight. Just, are you sure about this?" "Thanks, I'm sure," I reply, a lump forming in my throat. This is it. There's no turning back now. With that set into motion, I stand and stretch, my body tense. I decide to go for a jog, needing to clear my mind, plan each step meticulously. As I run through the quiet streets, my thoughts race faster than my legs. By the time I return, drenched in sweat and resolve, I know what I need to do next. Elena greets me at the door with a smile, holding up 2 movie tickets. "Thought we could use a date night," she says, hopeful. "Sounds perfect," I reply, hiding my dread. "Tonight, while we're out, my friend will breach her digital life. By the time we return, I'll know everything." The movie is a blur. I sit beside her, my body there but my mind elsewhere. She laughs and cries at the right scenes, clutching my hand during a particularly suspenseful moment. The irony isn't lost on me, our life has become a thriller, where she doesn't know she's playing the villain. We return home, and I immediately head to the study under the pretense of finishing some work. I open my laptop, and there it is, a flood of emails and messages, a digital footprint of deception. As I sift through the evidence, it's worse than I imagined. There are not just emails to her professor, but conversations with others, hints of previous indiscretions papered over with lies and seduction. I sit back, the weight of her betrayal pressing down on me. My plan solidifies with each sordid detail: exposure, financial ruin, social ostracism. I will dismantle the life she knows, piece by piece. But as I plot her downfall, a sliver of doubt wedges in my mind. Revenge is a path with no return, and as I tread further, I wonder if there will be anything left of me once the dust settles. Yet, I shake off the doubt. She crossed a line, and for that, there must be retribution. As the night deepens, I prepare for the days ahead. The game has indeed begun, and I am its reluctant mastermind. The next morning dawns with a deceptive calm, the kind that precedes a storm. I'm at the kitchen table again, the digital evidence of Elena's betrayals arrayed before me in stark black and white. The clock ticks loudly in the background, marking the time until her world begins to crumble. Elena, still buoyed by her perceived success and our date night, hums as she makes breakfast. She's oblivious to the storm that's about to break over her head, her casual demeanor a stark contrast to the turmoil inside me. "I was thinking," she starts, placing a plate of eggs and toast in front of me, "maybe we could go away for the weekend. Just get out of town, celebrate a little." "That sounds interesting," I reply, my voice neutral as I close my laptop. "Where did you have in mind?" She chats animatedly about a seaside town a few hours away, her excitement palpable. I nod and smile, playing the part of the attentive husband while inside, my resolve hardens. Today, I will set the first of my plans into motion. As soon as she leaves for work, claiming a half-day to prepare for our weekend getaway, I pick up my phone and dial the number of the university's dean. My heart pounds as the line connects, knowing these next steps will seal her fate. "Dean Harris speaking," comes the prompt reply. "Dean Harris, my name is Jack Muller. I have reason to believe one of your law students, Elena Muller, my wife, has engaged in academic dishonesty of a most serious nature," I begin, my voice steady. There's a pause, the weight of my accusation hanging heavy in the air. I see, he finally responds, his tone shifting to one of concern. Could you come in to discuss this matter? It's best if we handle such allegations discreetly. Of course, I'll be there within the hour, I reply, hanging up before I lose my nerve. The drive to the university is a blur, my mind racing as I prepare to lay out the evidence. The meeting with Dean Harris is tense. I provide emails, recordings, irrefutable proof of Elena's transgressions. The dean is visibly shocked, his face paling as he listens to the recordings. This is deeply troubling, Mr. Mueller. We'll need to conduct a full investigation, but based on this, his voice trails off, the implication clear. Elena's academic career is over. I leave the office feeling a mix of relief and profound sorrow. The first blow has been struck, but the victory is hollow. I drive aimlessly, ending up at a park where Elena and I used to walk when we were first dating. The memories sting, each one a reminder of what I've set in motion. Lost in thought, I barely notice my phone buzzing. It's a text from Elena, can't wait for this weekend. Love you. The words twist in my gut, a painful reminder of the chasm between us. As I head home, I prepare for the fallout. Elena will soon receive a call from the dean, and her world will begin to unravel just as ours did. The next steps of my plan loom ahead, legal and financial maneuvers designed to strip away the life she knows. But as I turn the key in the door, I pause. What remains of Jack Mueller, the man who once loved a woman so deeply, he'd have done anything for her? With each step of retribution, I feel him slipping away, replaced by someone colder, someone consumed by vengeance. Tonight, I will face Elena, and the facade of our normal life will crack irreparably. As I step inside, the house feels colder than ever, a shell of the home it once was, mirroring the hollow ache in my chest. The evening air is crisp, foreboding, as if it too senses the storm brewing within our home. I stand in the dim light of the hallway, every muscle tensed, every nerve on edge, as I hear Elena's car pull into the driveway. The moment of reckoning has arrived, and with it, a chilling resolve settles over me. As Elena steps through the door, her face lights up with a smile, unaware of the cold reception waiting for her. Jack, I got everything packed for. Sit down, Elena. We need to talk, I interrupt, my voice icy, cutting through her cheerful greeting. Confusion flickers across her face, replaced quickly by concern. Jack, what's wrong? You're scaring me. That's good, I say, my tone flat. Because you scare me, Elena. You scare me with what you're capable of. I watch as her face drains of color, her eyes darting nervously. I don't understand. What are you talking about? Don't play innocent with me. Not anymore. I throw a stack of printouts on the table between us, the emails, the messages, all her deceit laid bare. Her eyes widen as she scans the documents, her composure crumbling. Jack, I can explain. Save it, I snap. I know everything. The dean knows everything. By tomorrow, so will everyone else. The realization dawns on her, terror taking root. You didn't, she whispers, her voice barely audible. I did, I confirm, the words tasting like ash in my mouth. And I'm just getting started. Her panic rises, palpable in the air between us. Jack, please, we can fix this. I made a mistake, a terrible mistake. A mistake. I laugh bitterly. No, Elena, a mistake is forgetting to turn off the oven. What you did was calculated, cold-hearted betrayal. I stand up, my next words cold and final. I'm taking everything, Elena. The house, the cars, your future. I've already filed for divorce. And with the evidence of your academic and moral failings, good luck finding a job. Elena stands abruptly, her chair clattering to the floor. You can't do this to me. I won't let you. You already did, I say, stepping closer, my voice dropping to a menacing whisper. You did this the moment you decided to betray me. For a moment, she looks as if she might physically attack, her body tensed, her eyes wild. But then, something breaks in her, and she collapses, sobbing uncontrollably. I watch, unmoved. My heart, once filled with love for this woman, now harbors only ice. You should leave, I say, my voice devoid of emotion. How could you be so cruel, she cries, looking up at me through tear-soaked eyes. How could you not expect me to be? I retort. When you introduced deceit into our marriage, you invited cruelty as its companion. Without another word, I turn and walk away, leaving her shattered on the floor. As I pack my bags to leave for the last time, I feel nothing. No satisfaction, no relief, only a hollow victory and a life irrevocably changed. As I close the door behind me, the finality of the click echoing through the empty hallway, I know this is the end. There's no coming back from this, no forgiveness, no forgetting. Elena and I are apart forever, our love lost to the abyss of betrayal. In the silence of my departure, I realize the revenge I sought feels nothing like triumph. It's a Pyrrhic victory, bought at the cost of my own soul, leaving me to wander the remnants of a life I once cherished, now just a shadow haunted by the ghosts of what might have been.